by earth, by air, rain and fire. The only things a real troll desire are to smash and to mash and to bash and maybe mangle. Here is Stranglethorn, you'll be warned, my low is gonna trash ya. Say your prayers will good, bash ya. Time for fun, we're gonna run ya through. Too bad for you, it's only once a generation. One victor wins the confrontation. Standing here, got no fear, I'm the best in the arena. Man, you never seen a hero cut ya down to zero. Victory is no joke, careful that you don't croak. Get your scar, it's how a star is born. Here in Stranglethorn. Smash! That was the fun part of this video over, and now on to the boring part. Dang it. Hello everybody and welcome to the Rastakhan Rumble card retrospective. Now normally I would be comparing what I said in my card opening videos and my reviews to what happened, and then this is at the end of it. Unfortunately, I completely forgot to upload my initial card opening review thing, and nobody reminded me, so I guess nobody cared. So instead, I'm gonna skip that part of it, and I'm going to, excuse me, and I'm going to just talk about the cards and what I can remember I originally thought of them, and go from there. I do still have the video, though. It's an hour long. If you want me to retroactively upload it so you can see how wrong I was and am, I'll do that. But only if you guys want to. Otherwise, it's fine to stay archived in my computer forever until I delete it. So, anyway, let's get on to talking about these cards. So we got Pounce first. Man, they sure did want to push the whole feral druid thing, and they did not really... It just didn't work, really. Like, too many cards were relegated to wild to really make this work. Like, there were a few cards in wild that could have made this work. And I did see it once or twice in wild. I made a good wild feral druid deck. But in standard, it never worked. People had to, like, shove in mechanics from other druid archetypes just to make it sort of function. And even then, it never really went anywhere. Keep in mind, of course, that I'm talking about rank 25 to 15. That's where all of my, like, experience comes from. It's never... My reviews are never going to be rank and meta stuff. It's just never going to happen. It's always going to be the common dude who's just playing Hearthstone for fun, because that's who I am. So yeah, that's sort of what happened in those areas with Feral Druid. It just never really worked. People kept having to shove other stuff into it just to make it sort of function in Standard. In Wild it worked better, but it still never really took off. So all of these Feral Druid cards, unfortunately, are just sort of blah. Some of them still have some chance to redeem themselves later, because Rastakhan Rumble is sticking around for Standard through next year. So maybe they'll mess with this some more. But Pounce, I don't see Pounce ever working. I just don't. It's not worth the card it's printed on. If you could make a card that boosts the effect somehow, sort of like spell power, but with attack power on cards, I don't know how you would do that, but if you did, then maybe Pounce would work. Like if this was a +3 to attack, or a +4 to attack, if you could buff it somehow, then sure. But on its own, it's just not worth the card it's printed on. It's really not. So, next, Tree Speaker. Everyone thought this card was going to be, like, busted, and it was the 2 or 3 times I saw it, but Treants, people are just so too used to Treants now. They've come to expect the whole druid flooding the board with Treants and then killing them off before this thing can be played. And on its own, it's not worth it. It really requires, and not even just one Treant is worth it. You'd need 2 or more. So, like, turn 8, you can play the 3-cost summon 2 Treants and then turn this into making them 5/5s. That's a pretty good turn 8 turn. It's 2 5/5s and a 4/4. So it's 14/14 in stats on turn 8, which is right around the right area for a turn 8 combo. But, yeah. It just didn't see enough play because Treant druids usually like to play all their Treants early and then get them all dead so they can play out the big 8/8 with Rush. So because of that, most Treants don't survive to be turned into Ancients. So this one was usually tossed in favor of some other stuff. Mariloa never saw very much play. Like, I saw it once or twice, usually to summon the Raptors for a more minion-based play. The taunt part just never really worked. And honestly, the 6/4 for 4, it sounds good. It just wasn't good enough most of the time. Gonk, man, poor Gonk. In Wild, I'm sure he got some love, but other than like the solo play stuff, he never really worked. And even in the solo play, he still a lot of the time didn't work. Because the problem is that having your hero attack minions, making it attack again, well, you're hurting yourself every time you do it. Unless you have like 30 plus armor, you don't want to be running your hero into that many minions. You just don't. So this needed to be put into like an armor druid and not a feral druid. And it wanted to be put in a feral druid. And yeah. So it unfortunately just didn't work. War Druid Lodi, yeah, never worked. All of the forms were too weak, and in Wild, yeah, you could pull off some combo with the thing, but I never saw it. I never saw anyone take advantage of it. Stampeding Roar, only saw it once or twice. Most of the time I used it. This expansion really did sort of cater to people like me who like to experiment with potentially bad cards rather than most other people. Like, this is a potentially bad card, and I experimented with it. I didn't see it used by most other people. Spirit of the Raptor, again with the whole feral druid thing, running your hero into minions. Unless you've got enough armor to sustain yourself, it's just not worth it. Predatory Instincts, I saw it once or twice. Most of the time I played it. And I would try to draw the 7/7, but that just, it just didn't see very much play. Ironhide Direhorn, I saw it played once or twice. It didn't see that much play. I think it was just too big and too slow. I played it a bunch with Predatory Instincts to make it a 7/14 to give it a little bit extra. But even then, it still was just slightly too weak. I don't know. Like, it seems like it's really strong, but for whatever reason, it just didn't see play. Savage Raptor, this was the thing that gave Feral Druid some hope, and honestly, it needed more cards like this. Cards where you don't have to sacrifice your hero's health or armor in order to deal that big attack that Feral Druid is getting. You should have given us some more like savage swipe, something like that, where you could attack with the enemy board, give us some hero attack power based board clears or something. But this card alone did not make Feral Druid work. Halazi the Lynx, I saw a couple of times. I particularly liked having this card combo with the hyena, so that each one of those would buff the hyena, and then you'd run in with the hyena and just go face. I liked that a lot. I didn't see it happen too often, but when I did, it was so satisfying I didn't even mind losing to it. Spirit of the Lynx, unfortunately, for whatever reason, no one could find a way to make this combo with anything. Like, I would see it played all the time. I saw it played all the time. But for whatever reason, I never saw it played successfully. And I find that odd. But there you go. Headhunter's Hatchet. Everyone likes this card. It's pretty good. It's not quite as good as the Candlestick bow, but it's up there. It's pretty good. Beast Within. I forgot this was a card. Never saw it played. Zul'jin! Everyone laughed at this card. They laughed! And then they lost to it. I think I only beat Zul'jin once. Every time I see Zul'jin, I'm like, ah, crap, here we go. Bloodscalp Strategist. Everyone thought it was going to combo well. Turned out it didn't combo very well. People usually tossed it for other stuff. Master's Call. I forgot this was a card too. Never saw it. No, that's not true. I saw it once. And it didn't work. Revenge of the Wild. Same. Never saw it. Never saw it. Bait and Arrow. Oh man, I see this all the time. I see it all the time. We laughed. We laughed at this card. Turns out you can get some good use out of it, especially with Zul'jin. Spring Paw. I saw a couple of people naysaying this card. But it works. It works pretty well. Scorch. I naysayed this card. And I think I only saw it twice. But it was played pretty well those two times. It's just sort of okay. Splitting Image? Wow, I forgot this was a card too. Man, I forgot a lot of these were cards. When one of your minions attacks him, a copy of it. Man, that's actually pretty good. I wonder why I never saw that card. Maybe because it's a mage card and there's not a whole lot of call for that. But, I don't know. It still seems pretty good. I look at it now and I'm like, wow, that's pretty good. I wish I'd seen more of it. Never saw it. Maybe we'll see more of it in the future. Elemental Evocation. I poo-pooed this card, and I still poo-poo this card. I think it's dumb. I think it's not worth the card. I think it's not worth the card it's printed on. It's not worth a spot in any deck. Because, yeah, playing an Elemental quicker is pretty good when it's like a legendary or something, but otherwise, it's just not worth it. It's just not. Arcanosaur. We all knew it was trash, and it was. It's cool, though. It looks really pretty. Blast Wave. I didn't see it played too much. For whatever reason, the whole random mage spell thing has kind of died off. It's not really a thing anymore. Daring Fire Eater. Saw it a couple of times. Especially with Gen. Or, not Gen. With Baku the Moon Eater to make it do 4 damage. It's pretty good. There just wasn't enough call for using hero powers in this. I mean, don't get me wrong, Genelai is good, but like you could just put Genelai in the deck without this. Still get it off most of the time. Spirit of the Dragonhawk, same as the last one. Saw it once or twice, and meh. Probably toss it. Don't need it. It's good though. Genelai? Hey! Almost every mage deck has this. And for good reason. At least that I saw. A lot of the times they don't draw it, though. Or, once or twice they draw it and they don't pay attention to how much damage they've done. And so no Ragnaros comes out. I always laugh. I laugh when that happens. It's great. It's like, it tells you on the card whether or not it's ready. And you still play it anyway. Hexlord Malakras? Never saw it. No, I saw it once. Nah. Pyromaniac? I thought I was going to see this card more, to be honest. I didn't see it very much. It is still pretty good, though. 3 mana, 3/4, whenever you hear Power Cancel Minion. It's probably because of that part. People are like, when's that ever going to happen? It only deals 1 damage. Even with all the buffs, it's still meh. But still, just being a 3 mana, 3/4 is pretty good. So, I think that's when I saw it the most. It was never used for its ability. It was mostly just for the stats. Spellzerker? I have one. I've never used it. And I've never seen anyone else use it either. Shieldbreaker? Seen this used a lot, though. When people were like, oh man, a silence, and specifically for taunt, sold. Because this, yeah. So I do see this a lot. People hold on to it until the right moment. But it's always used for effect. A lot of people actually use it to get the killing blow on stuff, which is also nice. Serpent Ward, I think I played it and nobody else did. It's very annoying. It does its job pretty well. It's very much like the old Warlock card that puts the 2 damage curse in your hand. Like it's a plaything, and either they can ignore it for a while and let you get a whole lot of damage out on it, making it totally worth it, or they have to waste time destroying it, which also makes it worth it. So I like it. Scarab Egg, I saw more of this than I thought I was going to. I thought it wasn't good. I thought that it, like most other eggs, was just going to get ignored, and even if you buffed it or something to force it to be dead, 3/1/1s just wasn't good enough. But I saw it used a lot. I saw it used mostly in things that was able to get rid of it. Although I did see Hunter play it a couple of times. It never really worked there. Romotus Shaker, never saw it. Regenerating Thug. I thought this card was going to be good. I thought this was a sleeper hitter. Because nobody seemed all that impressed with this card. And I liked it. And I thought there was going to be more of this sort of regenerating theme, especially with the trolls. But nobody played it. I still think it's good. I still think, like, in Paladin, if you can give this thing Taunt, forget about it. But just didn't see all that much play. Don't know why. Ice Cream Peddler, never saw it. Helpless Hatchling, I saw it once or twice, but not to any great effect. Kirabashi Offering, oh my gosh, I use this all the time. This is in almost all of my decks. I never see anyone else using it, but I use it a lot. And it always goes off, and it's always worth it. I mean, either they have to waste their first or second turn getting rid of it, or I get 8 free armor, which is just good. So, yeah. I don't know why no one else plays with this card. I use it all the time, and it works great. Foreign Champ, never see it. Drakari Trickster, I use it a lot. No one else uses it. It's meh. Dozing Marksman, I've seen it once or twice in a mage deck so that they can ping it themselves, but otherwise, not really. And even then, it's very rare. Booty Bay Bookie, no one plays it. Giving your opponent a coin is just so scary, no one wants to tempt that. Banana Buffoon, see this played all the time. Bananas are good. It turns out, bananas are good. We need more banana cards. We need more banana-themed cards. We need a Hosen expansion. That would be great. I would love that. A Hosen and, I forget what those fish people are called. But the fish people. My brain keeps wanting to saying Geneli, but I know that's that Loa. Jinyu! That's it. A Jinyu Hosen expansion. I really want that. I think that would be a lot of fun. Arena Treasure Chest, no one uses it, ever. Arena Patron, I've seen this used a couple of times, but it's never really used for effect. I put this in my Surrender to Madness deck once, and it worked, but that's the only time I've ever seen it work. Arena Fanatic, saw this played a couple of times in Paladin, but otherwise it's mostly been noped, because that 4 cost is just too much for a 2/3. Like, that's a 1 mana stat line for, I mean, there have been 1 mana cards that are 2/3. And then that buff is just not worth it. Like, this should have been a 3 cost or a 2 cost. Dragonmaw Scorcher, saw it once or twice in a Warrior Dragon deck. Otherwise, nah. Mashog Enforcer. I have a friend who loves this card. I play it all the time in my Lady in White deck to make it a 14/14. But otherwise, I never see it. Halftime Scavenger. I see it in Druid all the time because they want that armor for that Feral Druid. But otherwise, nah. And it never really works either. They need to buff it somehow, and Druid doesn't really have a whole lot of ways of buffing attack. They have a couple of ways, but not enough. Cheaty Ankle Biter. Never see it. Ornery Tortoise. See it in Self-Hurt Paladin, but not enough. Like, it's the card that you throw out of that deck. So, meh. Mojo Master Zihi. Surprisingly, I never see it. I see it mostly in, like, solo play. I've never seen it used in standard play. That's not true. I played it against a friend once when I got it out of a random thing in my Randomonium Mage. And that's it. Snapjaw Shell Fighter, never see it, which is a shame. It's good. I like it. But, never see it. Moshrock Announcer, never see it. The Undertaker, saw it when, I saw it played a lot in Priest decks when the expansion first came out, but it has since been completely thrown out of all those decks. Never see it now. Lion Cracker, I've seen it in a couple of big Druid decks, but that's it. Sightless Ranger, never see it. Crowd Roaster, I see it all the time in Dragon Warrior. It's a really good removal card for that, but otherwise, no. Grifta, I play it in my Randomonium Mage, and I've never seen it anywhere else. Murloc Tasty Fin, I play it in my Murloc deck, and I never see it anywhere else. Sir Knight Taskmaster, no one plays this. Death Rattle Summon a taunt minion for your opponent, no one plays this. But you can see the 1 mana 2/3 thing that I was talking about before. Masked Contender, never see it. You'd think I would see it more in, like, Secret Hunter stuff, but Secret Hunters are usually trying to go for a Spell Hunter deck, so they don't put any minions in their deck. So Masked Contender never gets played. Soup Vendor? Wow. I forgot that was a card. I should put that in my Paladin deck. Rabble Rouser? Oh yeah, I see this card a lot. It doesn't work, though. It doesn't help. But it serves to slow the opponent down a little. But it's usually not enough. Amani Warbear. I thought I was going to see this card a lot more. It's usually in, like, big Druid, but I don't see it anywhere else. I thought I was going to see it more. Because, I mean, Rush and Taunt, while those two don't generally go together, it's still a 5/7 Taunt. Yeah, it's for 7, but it's still not bad. Plus a 5 attack minion with Rush is just good. Like, it's 2 good cards mashed together to become mediocre somehow. Fire Tree Witch Doctor. Oh yeah, see this all the time in Dragon Warrior. I thought I was going to see it more in Dragon Priest, but Dragon Priest hasn't really made a resurgence. I've seen a couple try, but they don't put this card in it, so. Hakai the Soul Flare. It's a meme card. Everyone knows it's a meme card. I played a bunch in my meme decks. Untamed Beastmaster, I saw it played once, and it didn't work. Because he was playing mostly small stuff. Although, I did see someone draw the links, the 1/1 Death Rattle Summon another 1/1 with it. That one was pretty good, but it didn't buff the second one. Water Boy! It's in a lot of mage decks, and it's nowhere else. Gurabashi Chicken? Ha! 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 Undasta! I play it, no one else does. Belligerent Gnome? I've seen it once or twice, but nah. Ticket Scalper? I see it a lot in rogue decks because of the pirate, but otherwise, nah. Sharkfin fan? Oh my gosh, everyone loves this card. It's great. Druid, sometimes warrior, always rogue. It's in every rogue deck. I mean, how could you not? Bloodclaw? Meh. I've seen it played once or twice. It helps, but it's not really worth it. This should have probably been like a 1-mana 3/2. Although I know they're really scared of that, but I still think it should have been. Or become a 1-mana 2/3. Either way. Flash of Light? I've seen it once or twice. But, just once or twice. Faraki Battle Axe? I see this card a lot, actually. I don't ever see it really working, though. But a lot of people try. High Priest Thakal? I thought I was going to see this card a lot more. I saw it like once or twice when the expansion first came out, but otherwise, nah. Zendalari Templar? Now that one I see a lot. I play it. Everyone else plays it. Everyone plays it. It's good. It's a 4-mana 8 with taunt. Yeah, it's got a conditional, but it's a really easy conditional. Spirit of the Tiger? Oh yeah. See it all the time. It's good. My friends hate it. They always get annoyed when they see it. But it's good. New Challenger. I've seen it once or twice, but those once or twice times that I've seen it, it has worked. It's pretty good. Timeout. I use it. No one else does. Immortal Prelate. Nah. I've seen it once or twice when the expansion first came out, and then never again. Chevalier the Tiger? Oh yeah. See it played all the time. It's great. Akanai Phantasm? That's what I'm basing the my next expansion theories on. But I never see it played. Regenerate? Never see it. Mass Hysteria? Oh yeah, see it all the time. It's great. I love watching that and going, no! Hey, that guy lived. Sand Drudge? See it all the time. It never works, but I see it all the time. Seance? Once or twice. It's kind of rare. Most people toss it. Prince Talanji? Never seen it. Grave Horror? I use it. No one else does. Bwansamdi? Man, a lot of people are still trying to make that work. And I am one of them. I still think that it's great. I do. I think it's amazing. And when it works so well. It's great. I flood the board. It's amazing. But a lot of times it doesn't work. a lot of times it just doesn't work. This works more than that one does. A lot of times I'll have Spirit of the Dead, and that'll go off well, and I'll never draw Bwansamdi. Surrender to Madness. Everyone knew it was a meme card, and it was, but it's still great fun. Stolen Steel. I've seen it once or twice. Meh. I need to take a drink now. People thought they were going to get more legendaries out of this than they end up getting. Not to say I don't see people get legendaries out of this all the time. I have seen more rogues get the value near out of this than any other legendary weapon. And that's annoying as heck, because that's like the best legendary weapon for them to get. It's so irritating. Serrated Tooth, seen it once or twice, but never works. Bloodsail Howler, seen it once or twice, doesn't work that often. Garabashi Hypeman, never see it. Captain Hook Tusk, I've seen it played once or twice, it's pretty good. Walk the Plank, never see it. Which is weird, but I never see it. Growl the Shark, I've seen it a couple of times, but it never works. Like, yeah, you can make it a 14-14, a 28-28, you can make it whatever size you want. It doesn't have taunt, and it's susceptible to kill cards. It's just... I mean, Rogue beats this card, and Rogue has this card. Raiding Party, I've seen it once or twice, it's alright. Cannon Barrage, never see it. Spirit of the Shark, I see this one more often than I see Growl the Shark. And I never see Growl the Shark without this, because it's just not worth it then. It's only a 6/6, even then. Roarbringer, never see it. Krogwa, never see it. Bogslusher, saw it once or twice and wasn't worth it. Big Vat Voodoo, forgot this was a card, never saw it. Which is weird. You'd think it would be really good, but I never saw it. Spirit of the Frog, never saw it. Totemic Smash, played all the time. Everyone plays this card, and why wouldn't you? It's great. Haunting Visions, saw it once or twice, wasn't worth it. Lickum, great card. Everyone who has overloaded cards in their deck has this in it as well. Centimo, never see it. Nope, that's not true. I saw it once. It was pretty good, actually, now that I think about it. Yeah. The one time I saw it, it worked great. He kicked my butt. Rain of Toads, everyone uses it as great. It's so annoying. It's so annoying. It's great. Blood Troll Sapper, I use it in my my miniony Warlock deck, my token Warlock deck. I use it. It works pretty well, but I never see anyone else use it. I also use it in my discard Warlock, because when you get those two dudes and you play it, then you can just focus on clearing the board. This guy deals damage to the hero for you, and then you win. So I use it a lot, but I never see anyone else using it. Demon Bolt, I use it a lot. Never see anyone else use it. Grim Rally, again, I use it sometimes. I think I only use a one of, and I never see anyone else use it. Soul Warden, everyone uses it. It's great. Why wouldn't you? I have a theory that Doombringer is being relegated to Hall of Fame specifically because this card exists. Reckless Dire Troll, everyone uses it. It's great. Why wouldn't you? High Priestess Jacklick, everyone uses it. It's great. Why wouldn't you? That's not true. I was making a joke. I use it a lot. Every time I see a discard deck, I think it's going to be in it, but I've only seen it once. But I use it every time, and it's great. But I never see anyone else use it. Shriek, nobody uses it, it's crap. God, my nose! Ah! Go away. I'm going to have to blow my nose in a minute. Void Contract, nobody uses it, it's crap. Hark the Bat, nobody uses it, it's crap. Spirit of the Bat, I see that used more often. And I use it too in my token deck. I think I have a one of in my discard deck as well, but only a one of. Devastate, oh yeah, used all the time. It's great. Dragon Roar, same, used all the time. Dragon Warrior is built off of this card. It's great. Everyone has two of in that. Spirit of the Rhino, it's crap. Tried it. It worked once and never again. Emberscale Drake, if you're playing Dragon Warrior, you're using this. It's just in there. And it's pretty good. Akali the Rhino? God, I wanted you to be good. I made a whole deck built around you. And you were crap. You were crap. Overlord's Whip. Nobody used it. Warmaster Voon. If you have it, you're putting it in that dragon deck. You might even make a crappy dragon deck just so you could use him. Because it's great. Smolder Thorn Lancer. I poo-pooed this. It's still kind of crap. I see most people just play it and not worry about the battle cry. And it's never worth it. Excuse me. Heavy Metal. I've seen it used a couple of times in armor heavy warriors. Like, if you're playing Dragon Warrior and you can manage to keep them distracted with your dragons long enough to get your hero power up a couple of times, then you use this. It's pretty good. But that's the only time I see it. Sulthrazi. Seen it once or twice. It doesn't work. It's not very good. Oh, and that was the last one. Wow, really? This didn't take very long at all. Man, I did not see a lot of these cards. Usually this goes on for like hours and hours and hours. This only took half an hour. Alright, whatever. Yeah, so that was Rastakhan's Rumble. A surprisingly sparse expansion, I guess. I used a lot of these cards, and I rarely see most of them. Like, Dragon Warrior was played a ton. Shaman, I still see a bunch of. I see people trying to do Druid, and it never works. I see a lot of Spell Hunter, and yet not a lot of these spells. I see mostly just Baited Arrow, which is weird, because that's the one we were all like, ha! That one's never getting played. And it's the one everybody plays. Yeah. I just don't see a lot of these. Like, all Druids have this, and it never works. And that's how it is with a lot of these. Like, a lot of decks have this. It never works. A lot of decks have a lot of these, and it's just like they toss it. They toss them out in favor for other things because a lot of these just don't work. How do I rate this expansion then? Everybody loves a lot of these cards. They're just not very good. Like Rain of Toads. Everyone uses Rain of Toads. It's great. But everyone uses Totemic Smash. It's great. But like, this deck has made a bunch of key cards for past I feel like this is what Boomsday was trying to do. Like, Boomsday was trying to make these key cards that would help create new metas and then supplement old metas. That's what Boomsday felt like it was trying to do. It was throwing stuff at the wall, and whatever stuck was either going into old decks or was being used to make new decks. And it didn't work with Boomsday. Boomsday was sort of a dud. From the solo adventure to the actual expansion, it was kind of a dud. And this one actually succeeded in what that one was trying to accomplish. And I think a lot of these are going to become more important throughout the next year. Like, Jan'Alai's never going away. Unless they're like in the middle of the year, they're like, okay, we're tired of Jan'Alai, relegate to Hall of Fame now. Unless that happens, Jan'Alai is just going to be like the powerhouse. But yeah, I want to see, what would I want to see for the next expansion based on these cards? Okay, we can talk about that. I want to see Big Druid come back, I guess. They nerfed all of Druid's abilities to get more mana. They were like, nope, we're tired of Big Druid, get rid of it. At the same time, they have cards like these, and cards like that, no, I want to see Big Druid come back in a big way. I want to see a good Big Druid. Quest Druid is going away, so we need another way to get big druid. Because druid just doesn't have anything else. Feral druid doesn't work. Armor druid worked okay. Jade druid was too good. We need something else. Druid needs a new identity. Because either it was too OP or it's completely worthless, and it needs somewhere in between. I would like to see maybe a resto druid, maybe you do something more with the choose one mechanic where you've got fluid cards, a lot more of this like interchanging cards, sort of like the Worgen cards. Maybe make more of them specifically for druid. Make druid the shape changey set. You got to do something with druid, man. What else? Priest found a good home in the whole undead death rattle thing. Like, even without the quest, I see the quest maybe once or twice now, but I don't see it that much anymore because a lot of these are better. So they've held on to what Priest was without sacrificing anything, which is good. So Priest is still the Healy with... I like that the heal priest thing is still sort of a thing. I don't remember if it's going away or not. I can't remember. I think it was introduced in Boomsday. But, so heal priest is staying, death rattle priest is staying, dragon priest is never coming back. So priest is still stable. Rogue, meh, they tried to bring back pirates and it really didn't work. Sometimes pirate it worked, but meh. Shaman is starting to get another new footing. Like, Overload Shaman worked pretty well. They're getting rid of some of the stuff that was integral to that, so that's going to have to be replaced with something. Spell Druid would work great if it didn't have crap like this. That was stupid. Krogwa should never have been this, and his spirit should never have been that. Krogwa is not about spells. How dare you? But Zantimo with Totemic Smash and things like that. I like that. That was a good idea. But there just wasn't enough backing it because they were trying to dip into all these other things. Warlock is still going strong. I'm going to miss the quest. Without the quest, none of this is worth it. None of the discards are worth it without the quest. The Soul Warden doesn't replace the quest. High Priestess Jackalick does not replace the quest. In fact, High Priestess Jackalick, if it were a rare or something and you could put two of, even then it would not replace the quest. You need something else to replace that. Or you need to bring back Demonology. I still use Demonology from time to time and it still works okay. But it's not as good as, like, Token or Discard. And Token isn't going anywhere. Hyreek is crap. Spirit of the Bat is okay, but it's not enough to bring back all of Token Warlock. So, Warlock is going to need a new identity too. Not as badly as Druid, but it's going to need a new identity. Warrior's great. Warrior is going to be Dragon Warrior for a while, and I love it. Dragon Warrior is great. This Rush thing was a complete failure, though. Holy crap. There's like 2 good Rush cards for Warrior. And that was not enough to base this idea on. But if we get more, because I mean this is staying, if we get more good Rush cards, then maybe this will come back. I really want Akali to be good. Spirit of the Rhino is busted if you can get it to work. But it just doesn't work right now. Maybe it'll work in the future. So, better Rush cards for Warrior, and more dragons. I love the idea of Dragon Warrior. If you want to go in a different direction, bring back weapons. Weapon Warrior can be a lot of fun. It's just that all the weapons for Warrior are crap, and you're making them more crap as time goes on. So no one wants to do it. So if you want Weapon Warrior, you're going to have to do something with that. Self-harm Whirl Warrior is kind of dead. And it'll probably stay dead because we're losing basically all of that. So don't look for that. But maybe Weapon Warrior, Rush Warrior, Dragon Warrior. I think that's kind of where we're going, and that's where we need to focus. Paladin's good. Paladin's good. Paladin has so many different things it can do now that I think it's good. The self-heal Paladin is fine. The spell Paladin is fine. It could use more Silverhand Recruit love. When the previous Silverhand Recruit stuff was just so good that we miss it. We want to see more. And more hand buffing. I liked hand buffing. I thought hand buffing was a fun, good idea, and Ferraki Battle Axe just isn't enough. People still use it, trying to get some of that old glory back, but it's not enough. Alright, I'm gonna go blow my nose. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye, everybody. What a dumb way to end a video.